What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, March 31st, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the verified one at Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host. Greg, how are you on this illustrious Thursday?
I'm excellent. I'm wearing my Fuego del Sol shirt from AEW.
Like
Support the people who support us. I'm hanging out. I played a lot of wrestling yesterday with Mike. I had a great time in WWE 2K22. You and I had a fantastic Gamescast with Andy and Mike. And now I'm ready to start this. I haven't been on Games Daily all week as a real host. You know what I mean? Like I yelled at you guys on Monday. Tuesday, I went down and hung out with Bruce Campbell. Yesterday, I did a bunch of other stuff. And now I'm finally here on Thursday. Greg Miller. Ready to go. Ready to get in here. Ready to do some news. How are you? What's happening with you?
You know, I'm doing all right. The worst thing going on in my life is I was complaining about this last week. I am officially old. We all understand it just happens to people, catches you off guard, but then you're just there. Hurt my back because I slept wrong because the dogs got in my way. So I had to sleep all weird. So I injured the right side of my back. Had a couple of days of dealing with that. Woke up this morning, left side of my back hurts. Why? I was overcompensating.
You overcorrected.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, man.
Worst,
and meanwhile, Toretto's there, fucking pleased as a pig and shit. You know, the whole goddamn bed's his, apparently.
Yeah. That's not how it tends to go.
It really helps with that shoveling mud.
Oh, yeah?
It really it gives you a strong back, right?
If only I knew someone that needed help shoveling mud.
Kevin, how's it going with all the dirt? How much is left?
We're like 2/3 done. There's just another like 30,000 pounds.
And so you have people who are working on it, right? Who are helping you out or whatever?
Yeah,
he
I
has
hired
his
some
best
people,
men on it.
Yeah. But the like that was too expensive. I'm gonna hire different people, and it's gonna be cheaper. But I have to wait until certain people are done with certain things.
Okay, what is it? Who are the people?
What?
Huh?
Michael. Eventually.
So you're gonna make Mike come and shovel the dirt?
Not that Mike. Contractor Mike.
Okay. Where's he putting all this dirt? Because you remember in Shawshank Redemption?
You hire a dump truck to come and pick it up, and they take it away. They take it away far, far away. Where you. So
they swinging by every day?
No. They for like the first round of it, I took a bunch to the dog park because there were a bunch of holes. People were really excited about that. Then the second round, I got these giant yellow sacks that I filled myself. I did 2
I saw
of them.
those. I remember
that was really difficult. Then I hired people, and they did 8 of them, right? And they come and pick it up all in one day.
Kev, how's your back doing?
Great question.
Yeah, super strong.
See, because my back is doing so bad because I've been out here. I've been digging since Monday. Okay, Greg Miller's been out here dropping these secrets, teasing some shit, and I'm like, Greg, you tell me what's going on. I dig like a kitty cat, and he ain't telling me shit. Greg, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, all right. You promised me not 1, not 2, but 3 PlayStation rumors. You delaying PS I Love You for some shit? The fuck's happening?
Well, there's a lot to dissect in what you just said. All right, there's a lot to dissect in what you said. For number one, I've been teasing. Now, Sunday, I put up a tweet that said, "Hey, there are 3 rumors that I've heard might happen. I'm going to move the show to be in the right position for it." And heads up, while we're here, we'll talk about on PS I Love You today. We're going to move the show permanently to recording on Thursdays and publishing on Fridays. That way, we're on the same week of PlayStation news where we're there. But we'll talk about that on PS I Love You when we record it today. Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. And so, yeah, there was the 3 rumors I had heard about come Sunday, right? Number one, obviously, being this PlayStation Plus Spartacus stuff, which we've heard about nonstop, but all the stars lining and everybody I've talked to, both I've seen, our friend Jeffy Grubb, I see in the chat right now, GamesBeat. And Jeffy Grubb, I know you did the Grubbcast today. That's not what it's called. But come on through right now in Discord if you want to talk about this, because you were talking on your show about how hard it is to nail down Sony rumors. If you got the time, come on in right now. So number one, there was that, which again, it was just finally happening. Number 2 was a PlayStation VR 2 thing. And it was all smoke and mirrors. That was not actually a thing at all. Like I was talking on Monday when I came on the show with you and Bless, right? That was the one where I had my inklings. I had this thing, and there's I don't want to give away. There's something that can happen that gives away certain information, and that's what the seemed to be. It did not turn out to be anything, and that's why that went away. And then number 3,
just to be clear on that one, it's a thing that you don't want to give away because you want the chance for them to mess it up in the future. So
I've seen them fuck it up in the past.
Yeah. So
I've seen them fuck it up in the past.
I just want everyone to know, Greg has told me what it is, and he was onto something really good, and it ended up not turning out to be what we thought. But
hey, man,
there was where there's smokes.
I forget what the other part of that one is.
There's fire.
There's fires.
Well, oh yeah, but okay. I was gonna say, I forget, but you say it wrong when you say smokes. There's fires.
Where there's smokes, there's fires. Is the classic phrase.
And then the third one that I had heard over the weekend was rumors, and this is one of those really shitty ones because like could be true next week, and it could be true in a month and a half. It could be in whatever, I don't know, of acquisition. And I heard that from multiple people that there was a Sony acquisition in the works coming up soon.
But was it a big one, Greg, or was it a small one?
I'm not going to tell you that because that's what the other people kept trying to tell me, and I was like, I'm not going to listen to that part of the thing. I'm just not going to do it. And so that's why I moved it over there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the only. I was going to say I fucked up the thing. Welcome to our show, KindaFunny Games Daily, the one, the only, from GamesBeat.com. Jeff Grubb. Hello, Jeff.
Hi, Greg. Why are you always lying?
I don't know if you know this, Jeff.
Greg.
The reason KindaFunny gets 6 million views every video is because we clickbait the fuck out of everything, and we'll do it the day I die. How are you, Jeff?
I'm good. Yeah, I just got done with Grubb Snacks where we talked about this stuff. I was sick yesterday. I didn't do any work. I woke up this morning and I'm like, let me sniff around a little bit. And all of a sudden people are like, I'll tell you what's going on with these rumors. I'm like, okay, this stuff starts to fit together where it's like, the way Greg talked about it this Monday and with the tweet, I'm like, I could see how this stuff happened. The PSVR 2 thing, I've kind of had it explained to me how that happened. I'm like, okay, that I would have done the same thing. And you were just like, these things could come together. And then you forget how the internet runs with everything. It just completely will take the football into the end zone, but it's an end zone they created themselves and completely fabricated out of nothing. The acquisition thing that one is very difficult to pin down because people can get word on that stuff, but the people who really know are usually legally bound not to say anything. So we're probably getting secondhand information at best. And
that's my whole thing where people are like, Tim, is it big? Is it something else? Like, I don't. Yes. It could be whatever. Are you saying yes, it's big?
Well, I'm saying yes. I mean, I've heard it's big, but like what
I've heard it big. Yes. Okay. So we're sharing information here.
Yes.
I've heard from 2 separate sources, and one of the sources being a pool of people that it's big.
Right.
That is really big. So it's like, okay, like I'm going to delay the show and put it out there to see if that happens this week. But I don't know what the fuck's happening. But then again, maybe it's fucking nothing because exactly what you're saying of like, think of every other acquisition that's coming. Did we have rumors of those before? No, because there's fucking insider trading and garbage to worry about.
Right. And and like the other side of this is Sony is very aggressive about keeping their stuff on lock. And they've made it clear to the partners that if you are the source of a leak, you're going to pay for it. And you're going to pay for it, and we will basically pull our support from you in whatever way we can. And I don't think that's unfair. They've laid the ground rules for working with them, and that's part of it. And I think that's totally fair. And so I tend not to push on these things with a lot of developers when I have the chance. I'm like, it's not worth getting you in trouble. So, but like when like rumors like this one start to come about, like you have to do something. I would be hesitant to say, hey, people don't go run with this and necessarily believe that it is going to happen and it is going to be massive. But that's those. You're right. I'm hearing it from multiple people too. I'm hearing from people who are saying it's like, no, someone at Sony says this is going to happen, and I'm like, oh, well, is it this thing? And they're like, well, I don't know that. So. I'm not going to go write a story about this on GamesBeat. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, this is not going to be a story where I put my name to a byline and say any of these things are actually going to come together. But I do get wanting to share this stuff with people because it's exciting. Sony's hard to track down. So when there is anything coming out of there, it's like, hey, everybody, if you want to know what's going on, here's the latest. And then again, it's like hard for people to keep their expectations in the check. So what can we do about that? Nothing.
Yeah, and I think that's, you bring up the way the internet runs with everything or whatever. And like, obviously, all 3 of us know that. Kevin doesn't. Yes. He's a summer child, and I appreciate that from him. But like, for me, it was just such for me. I wrote that tweet at the farmer's market just to explain to KindaFunny fans why PS I Love You wouldn't be live on Tuesday. And then when I saw news articles being written about it, I was like, shit, fuck.
Yep.
Because it's like everything I was
double down, baby.
With the exception of the PSVR thing, everything else was just something I had heard the secondhand. You know what I mean? From people I trust. From people I respect, otherwise I wouldn't mention it.
The PS Plus thing did happen. The PS Plus thing did happen. And
so I went 1 out of 3. And here's the other thing. I don't for a second for one fucking second think it's out of the realm of possibility that we held PS I Love You to Thursday. We're going to make Thursday the new day for PS I Love You so that we don't miss as much news. And then fucking Friday morning, they'll announce this shit just to fucking destroy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going with that, because I'm just a little kitty cat out here digging. Like, when have we looked back and
dig that much? There's animals that dig more than that. Like a gopher.
For me, Greg. I love this. I'm calling it the Tim. It's awesome. Keep it going, Tim. Yes.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you very much.
Yes.
My question is, when have the last acquisition stories broke? Because I feel like the Xbox Activision one was I woke up to that news, but the PlayStation one seemed to kind of be like Insomniac, right? Was one of the bigger ones that didn't happen until I want to say like 1 p.m. our time or something. Is there any pattern we can follow here?
The Activision calls out, of course, Bungie was Monday at 10 a.m. when that happened.
Okay. Right, and the Activision one was like the first day after a break, right? There was a break, and we came back, and it was like Tuesday after a long holiday weekend. I can't remember which one exactly, but yeah, there's no pattern, especially when you're talking about a Japanese company with a headquarters in California and leadership in Europe. They kind of like are going to do things whenever it suits their specific needs. So it's pretty hard to nail down Sony in every regard. So yeah, and past this prologue, but it's not like a prophecy. People always try to do this with Nintendo, where it's like Nintendo's done this in the past, so they're gonna do this again, and it never works, everybody. So yeah, it's the same is true for Sony.
We'll see. We'll all wait and see. Jeff,
thanks, guys. I'm gonna go get some lunch. Yep,
we love you.
Take it easy.
All right, bye.
Everyone, go support Grubb Snacks. Snack it up.
Ooh, Grubb Snacks.
So good.
Support that, but also support us because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about. If you like that, be part of the show. Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. Over on Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. You can write in with your questions, your comments, your concerns. You can get the show ad-free. You can get the post show we do each and every weekday. And of course, you could support Kinda Funny to keep the lights and mics on. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. There are multiple free ways to support. If you're buying stuff in the Epic Game Store or just playing games like Fortnite, Rocket League, or Fall Guys, use the Epic creator code KindaFunny when you're checking out and buying your stuff there. Of course, for the show specifically, you can be watching us live on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames, just like Infinite Corpses, MS Gambo is, and Somewhat Dark Knight are. If you're watching live, you have a special job. Go to KindaFunny.com/you're wrong and tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames, roosterteeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the globe each and every weekday. Housekeeping for you today. There is a brand new Kinda Funny Gamescast up right now on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames, podcast services around the globe. We're talking about our review scale. Of course, we debuted this at the beginning of the year, but it was review season. So we were too busy reviewing the games to really have a long conversation about what we were trying to accomplish. So we're talking about what we're trying to accomplish with the Kinda Funny review scale, and then talking about how we think it's gone so far, and the things you guys have said and all the other stuff. And it's a fun time. And if that is, you're like, I don't want to hear about that, I also talk a lot about WWE. We talk about Wonderlands. There's a whole bunch of gaming content in there for you to enjoy. Thank you to our Patreon producers who always enjoy the content we make. I don't know if that's true because they sponsor in the beginning of the month and then it's not like they can take their name off. Like maybe Gordon McGuire, Fargo Brady, and Pranksy hate me now. Hate Kinda Funny now. But guess what, you stupid motherfuckers? We have your money and your name's attached.
Let me tell you what, Greg, after the Kinda Funny podcast we did a couple days ago, they're not going to want to support us the month after.
That's our number one thing we want to do. We like to find somebody like a Bert and Meg and drive them away from the content. And that's how we do it. You know what I mean? It's a swan song. Today we're brought to you by Uplift Desk, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. I got 7 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
Number 1, let's start with an age-old question. What the fuck is going on with Marvel's Avengers? We go to Ryan Leston at IGN.com. No, Tim, I swear. This isn't my... Why what? Why what?
Why do we need to talk about this? Why is this the top fucking story? What's happening here, Greg? What is going on with the fucking Avengers game? Tell me, please.
Here's what I'd like you to do, Tim Geddes. Take your little breakfast sausage fingers, type in youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames. Click on the Blessing Show. What is the most successful Blessing Show? It's about Marvel's Avengers. Here's what I understand about Marvel's Avengers. I enjoy playing it. The world enjoys shitting on it or watching it get shit on. And so today, everybody, you get your fucking wish. All right. I'm sorry that PlayStation isn't buying Kojima Productions and they aren't saying, you know what, we also bought Konami and why not? We'll throw in Square and you know what, we bought Xbox too. None of that's happening. Instead, what you get is that Avengers is getting the shit kicked out of it again. And we're going to talk about where that's at and why. All right.
Okay. That does sound good when you phrase it like that.
Back to Ryan at IGN. It looks as though Marvel's Avengers has a game-breaking bug on PS5, ... And the only way to fix it right now is by deleting all your campaign progress. According to player reports, the bug causes the game to crash every time you load it up, with many players claiming the game is currently unplayable as a result. The only fix for now is seemingly to reset your campaign progress entirely. Quote, our team is continuing to investigate the issue causing a crash for some PS5 players, developers announced via Twitter. We think we've identified a fix that is currently being implemented/tested. We hope to have more news by tomorrow morning and will continue to keep you updated. In the meantime, here's a workaround that is resolving the issue for some players. Just note, it will reset your campaign progress. Go to operations and reset your reassemble campaign progress. As soon as you become young Kamala on A-Day, force close the game to the PS home screen. Then you should be able to start the Avengers initiative, end quote. If you are a Avengers neophile or you just walked away and never did it. Remember, what?
A couple people in chat are saying that, that it has been fixed.
Oh, great. Well, it still plays in. Kevin, can you get the tweet and pull it up for me? Just go to Play Avengers on Twitter and they'll have the tweet for me.
Hold on.
Anyways. The Avengers Initiative is the multiplayer portion. The campaign is the single player portion. When you start the game, you can jump right into multiplayer if you want to, and you don't have to go do it. Anyways, back to the Ryan story here. The game-breaking bug comes at the worst time possible during a double XP and resource weekend. Although the event will allow players to double their rewards between March 24th and March 31st, it looks as though PS5 players have missed out on a large chunk of that. Many are calling for the event to be extended. And I would say many. We got a lot of people out there. Here we go. Marvel's Avengers tweet from Kevin says, we have released an update on PS5 that addresses the crash issue that some players have been having. Please let us know if you continue to have the problem. Now, Tim.
Yeah.
What I really wanted to do with this wasn't so much talk about the bug, because what this is that, they put out their most recent update. This was in it. And it was more the fact that Avengers can't buy a fucking break. You understand? That they just keep getting screwed over, stepping on all the rakes in their front yard and do this. It's fixed now. It doesn't matter. It still gets us to where we are. Of that, Avengers still in a really fucked up place, regardless of this, Tim. Regardless of this. Because, of course, where the fuck is all the content from Marvel's Avengers? You remember it. I remember it. They crushed it when they did War for Wakanda. A great drop of story campaign, a new environment, a new character everybody loved. That was fantastic. And then that was their big build up to the roadmap. Then the final signpost, I should say, was Spider-Man in November, which of course pissed a lot of people off because it was a PlayStation exclusive. But then again, I think it really pissed off mainly the people who were on the outside with no opinion of ever playing Avengers. But doesn't matter. Spider-Man came.
That is true. That was me. I talked a lot of shit.
I appreciate it. Exactly. But here's the thing. Then they say, we will give you a roadmap for 2022 in early 2022, right? Nothing.
In my opinion, today's the last day to qualify for early 2022.
Well, here's the thing is that since then they've come up and been like, hey, we're still not there yet. They haven't been quiet about that part of it. They just are like, hey, we don't have a roadmap for it or whatever, which of course has made all the wheels in the rumor mills over on Play Avengers subreddit over there that I still subscribe to and look at spin wildly of what's going on, Tim. Because of course I don't need to remind you, but I'll remind you, of course, that She-Hulk is all but confirmed for this game. Of course, she had been data mined forever ago. She had been rumored forever ago. And then when somebody put up a report that she was going to be played by Kezia Bajos, that voice actress liked the tweet and put up green and purple hearts before she deleted it, because I'm sure somebody at Square was like, yo, take that down. You're not actually announced yet. You know what I mean? These poor voice actors. They see somebody reported. They don't know if it's a rumor. They don't know if it's a whatever. But she seemingly confirmed it in a way that wouldn't happen. She deleted that and took it down. Then, of course, yesterday, this is breaking news for the you Avengers fans out there, all right? Excelsior. The Hawkeye voice actor, Giacomo Giannotti on Instagram put up a thing of him in the VO booth and said, "Just finished cooking up some more Hawkeye for you for all you amazing Play Avengers fans. Thanks for continuing to play and making the game such a huge success." Don't know if he knows what a huge success is, but he probably doesn't know games that well. It doesn't matter. That's all happening there, right? And so then on top of all that, with two things that have happened more recently, this long period of silence. The one, the only, Brian Wagner. Brian Wagner, gameplay and system design lead at Crystal Dynamics. He's working on Marvel's Avengers. Big Ghostbusters fan. I follow him on Twitter. But he tweets a lot, and he's been tweeting a lot recently. March 19th, he started a whole string of tweets, and I'm going to pick and choose from, right? He goes, "Since I continue to get roadmap when tweets, roadmap announcements are covered by our brand/comms team. I don't have any info on when that might happen. My job is to keep planning and designing what is next and have been hard at work doing that. There is a lot of planning going on internally right now. Some short-term, what is in 2.4 and 2.5, medium-term planning this year, and prelim long-term planning past 2022. I know it may be hard to see/understand that since we focus on discussing plans once they are locked in." Again, these are picking and choosing tweets from here, right? He put up a whole bunch of stuff to put out there. Tim, my update on Avengers is this. I played War for Wakanda, had a great time reuniting with the crew, my Avengers team out there. We were doing all our stuff, having a great time. Then I went and had this baby. And so the baby comes, and that makes it that I can't sit down and play for a long term. We'll get to Moss 2 in a little bit, but I was like, last night, I'm like, oh man, Jen's going to bed. I'll play some Moss 2. And I was like, oh wait, no, I can't put on a VR headset. I have to be able to see the baby monitor. Interesting new thing in my life here. However, Spider-Man dropped right about about 2 months after Ben was born, right? And I jumped in and played a bit, really enjoyed Spidey, had a great time with him. But since I couldn't pair up with my friends, I kind of lost interest and put it down. Since I've put it down, I have not turned on Marvel's Avengers, which is unheard of for me, as you know, because I'd at least be checking in for the weekly free things and getting that and blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
So for me, it's getting closer and closer to a Marvel's Avengers being a send-off thing. However, in my heart of hearts, I want to believe the rumors on the subreddit, the theories on the subreddit, that because She-Hulk is all but confirmed, they probably had She-Hulk ready for the Disney Plus She-Hulk show. But the She-Hulk show, as you probably know, Tim, is your Mr. Disney Plus Marvel guy, got delayed, right? It got moved. So then that leaves them in the lurch of, what are you going to do? Where are you going to put this character? What are you going to do? Do you buy that? Do you believe
She-Hulk
that?
got pushed up, actually. So that throws that whole theory out the window.
Maybe they need more time to get it ready.
Is Ant-Man in the game? Didn't they tease Ant-Man?
Yeah, Hank Pym's in the game, yeah. Not as a playable character. He's like as an old dork.
Did Fran ever get? Did that area Fran saw ever get released?
Would you be shocked to know that no, it didn't? That Fran played the Cloning Labs thing, and that never ever got released.
No way.
Never saw light of day. It still hasn't seen light of day.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Avengers, man.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen?
I think it's already happened. Like real talk. I mean, like, look, it is what it is. The game did not succeed the way that they wanted it to, the way that everyone wished that it would. Like, nobody wanted this to fail, but then it failed, so now everyone wants it to fail because that's how things work. Like, the chances of this turning around they've come and gone. That was the War for Wakanda stuff and the Spider-Man stuff, but that all happened too late. Did it though, or was it just the ship has already sailed on this? Everyone already had the taste in their mouth. They knew what this game was going to be to them, and that was it, right? We already got the next gen upgrades. We already got the it's available dirt cheap for free in some cases. Like, just fucking play, please just play. And it still isn't like really hitting like that. So I don't know, man. Like, Avengers being where it's at is one of the biggest bummers to me in video game history, up there with Devil May Cry 2, where it's like, there's no way they're gonna fuck this. I mean, they're telling me Crystal Dynamics is on an Avengers game, let's go. And then it's like, oh shit, okay, well, live service, don't know about that. And then you get the results of it and you're like, well, that's what I didn't know about.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see. You hope maybe with a MCU Miss Marvel, they're trying to tie something in. Maybe that's why the plans are there. But like, at this point, it's like, it's gone so cold. I think you say, like, for me, what happened in the mist for them was the fact that War for Wakanda was a giant boost of goodwill, but the fact they had nothing to follow that up and say, hey, here's what it looks like the next 6 months. And I'm sure, to Brian's point, that they're working on it, they can't say, and that's branded comms and stuff. I'm sure that's all tied up with Marvel and legal and all these other things and what they're trying to time out and how they're trying to do stuff in Disney and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sure there's a million reasons behind the scenes that their hands are tied, not to mention the fact that they've been burned before by overcommitting and saying, hey, we're going to have, a hero every month or whatever, and not being able to hit that kind of crap. So it's like, there's a lot of, things behind that. But if they could have had an actual lineup, if they could have told you more, I think you would have had it. But it just doesn't even feel like a games of service in terms of like a reason to turn on. It's if I'm able to get another for She-Hulk or whoever, like another episodic thing, and it's just like a comic book that way, that's fine. But like, I don't have the time or the desire anymore, I guess, really to go and grind for the raid, like to go worry about trying to get the best gear and min-max this thing and da-da-da. Like, I'll just come back for the story content and enjoy it that way. But that sucks.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Number 2 on the road.
I'll go dig the grave for it.
Like a cat.
Yep.
Dogs dig in the yard. They bury bones.
Mm-hmm.
Cats make biscuits.
Yeah,
I'm not saying cats don't dig at all. Don't send me a bunch of fucking YouTube videos of cats digging. I'm saying cats aren't what...
Everyone send Greg YouTube videos of cats digging, because the thing cats are digging for is industry information, Greg. We're out here, us cool cats, doing the only thing we know how. Get into the core of the truth. All right, Greg Miller. What are you hiding?
I told you everything I knew. Number 2, Xbox Game Pass. It looks like it's introducing a family plan. This is Jez Corden over at Windows Central. Rejoice, Xbox fans, for Microsoft is about to plug an annoying gap in the Xbox Game Pass service. Xbox Game Pass is Microsoft's all-you-can-eat Netflix-like gaming subscription service, giving you, we already know what this fucking shit is. One glaring omission from Xbox Game Pass historically has been the lack of any sort of Xbox Game Pass family plan, which would let you share access to the service among a household. We've written about the need for such a plan before, especially since Nintendo offers a family plan for its online services, and platforms like Disney Plus and Netflix have had it for a few years now. This is Jez, of course. I'd heard about Microsoft's desire to create a family plan quite a while ago at this point, although there were details to work out about how royalties would be distributed and how licenses from third-party publishers would be compensated for users who weren't attached to the main plan. According to trusted sources familiar with Microsoft's efforts, we can now confirm that Xbox is moving ahead with an Xbox Game Pass family plan, which should be set to launch sometime this year. From our information, paying on a higher tier for Xbox Game Pass family plan will net access for 5 players for games across the entire library, and will be far cheaper than paying for 5 separate Xbox Game Pass accounts, as is necessary today. Utilizing Microsoft's family account system, already in use for Office 365, players within the same country will be able to play together using a single Xbox Game Pass subscription managed by a central account holder in much the same way as Netflix. Some details remain unclear for now, though. For example, will there be separate family plans for PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass console, or will it be exclusive to Game Pass Ultimate? And the exact pricing is also unknown as of writing, besides that it will reportedly be far cheaper than having to pay for several separate accounts that you'd be required to do today. We're not sure exactly when all this will be announced, but it does seem as though Microsoft is readying up to make this public in the relatively near future. Tim?
Awesome.
Sorry, I thought you smacked your lips like you're ready to talk. I was just going to give it to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. I think these family plans are the way to go. I love that so many different streaming services are adopting them. We've seen this with the Nintendo Switch Online, and everybody knows that I am a big proponent of that. Remember, if you have friends, you got family. But the thing with this is, all of this continues to build a case for me where I'm like, what is going to be the future of the video game industry? How is it going to make money? What are going to be the ramifications of all of this? Because we've talked for years now about what Game Pass has done financially to developers and just like the publishing idea, distribution, all of it in the industry. And there's so many pros, but there has to be cons, right? Like looking at all this, like they are just making this easier and easier and easier for everyone to get in on Game Pass at as little money as possible. So at some point, it's like, where does it all kind of fall out, right? Or is it going to? Or is it just going to, they're committing to this vision and it's going to work? And I'm kind of on that side. Like, I think that this is the future and things are going to be forced to adapt around it to continue to support this type of game development on different types of budgets. And the key metrics of success are just going to be different because sustainable subscription-based revenue is not the future anymore. It is the present, and it has been for a while now. That is something that everyone out there is trying to get a stranglehold on, and Xbox is doing it. And introducing a family plan is just making it more of a no-brainer than it already was and already has continued to become over the last couple of years. So this news coming out, I've seen a lot of takes on Twitter today about like, oh, this is kind of them just further putting salt on the wound of the Spartacus stuff that came out earlier in the week. And I think that is yeah, exactly, PlayStation Plus. I think that is just a console war conversation for console war conversation's sake, because obviously I don't think that those are actually connected in that way. But both Sony and Microsoft are going to continue to try to do what's best for their ecosystem and their business at the end of the day. I just wonder at who's going to have to balk first, or do either one need to? And they can kind of just do their own thing. I've been saying this since the launch of the Series X and PS5. Like, I love that for the first time ever, it really does feel like PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox are all in different lanes doing their own thing very successfully. We haven't had that before. There's always been a loser. There's no loser right now. And I think that is the best place for core gaming to be.
100%. You make a great point in terms of what we're looking forward to with this, of like, yeah, does anybody change? Is this, we keep trying to compare Game Pass and now the new PlayStation Plus, right? But Nintendo Switch Online has always been something we could compare, but you don't really compare, and yada, yada, yada. If everybody's just doing their own thing and going off, yeah, like, does that become a moot point? Where do you go from that? And, you bring up, of course, how does this work? There's got to be cons to it. There's got to be all these different things. It's fascinating for me as I scroll down to find it, right? The way people are embracing and using it to their advantage, the putting your game free somewhere, right? Yesterday yesterday it was announced, PlayStation Plus games for April, right? Included Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. Today there was the release of Hood, Outlaw, and Legends Season 3. Austeria arrives April 5th with cross-platform invites and a chest full of cosmetics. This was a press release that went out, right? But again, I love the idea that you're releasing it for free on PlayStation Plus, this game you can play multiplayer, right? But then also it's going to be cross-platform, so everybody can go there. And of course, even with the PlayStation Plus check you're getting to put your game up for quote unquote free for people to get, you can then go in, and I'm sure I don't know much about Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. I forget, is that the one me and Bless played a while back? I don't remember on PSLW, but I assume there's DLC, there's microtransactions, there, cosmetics, not like, grabby. Maybe they are grabby, I don't know. But I would assume in there's a way to make money on top of that, right? And so, like, how do you monetize giving your game away for free, even though you got a check from everybody else?
Yeah,
the new business model, Tim.
It's happening now. Mm-hmm.
Tim, number 3 on the report. Elden Ring's got a Tekken mod, kinda. This is Darryn over at GameSpot. Kevin, I dropped in a link for you with a little YouTube trailer, or not YouTube trailer, Twitter trailer if you want. Elden Ring has earned itself a reputation as one of the best games of the year so far, and now it can lay claim to also being one of the best fighting games as well, sort of. A Tekken 7 mod created by Ultra Boy has replaced several characters from the popular fighting game with Elden Ring models, such as Melina as Ilya, and Rani the Witch as Kazumi, and Iron Fist Alexander, aka Potboy, as Gigas, or Gigas maybe. I'm gonna call him Gigas. What was that there?
I imagine it's Gigas.
No, it's Gigas. Sorry, I wish I could help you on that one, but it is definitely Gigas right there.
Gigas.
You can even use.
That's a shrimp. You see that shrimp fighting?
I know, I'm reading this goddamn story. I watched it forever ago. I don't know who any of these fighting shrimps are. You can even use Mishimima's moveset in this mod if you don't mind playing as a giant lobster. Oh, that's it. It's a giant lobster.
It's not a shrimp.
On Twitter, Tekken producer Harada noted how ridiculously well made the mod is, and also asked fans to stop asking him questions about it. Quote, "You probably don't know, but there are surprisingly many people who think this is an official mod or make various misunderstandings and contact us," he said in a separate tweet. "The rights holder can't say okay when officially asked for an answer. In other words, let sleeping dogs lie. I don't say anything about what fans are enjoying in a category that doesn't cross the line, but we may comment if it increases the number of inquiries or misunderstandings. So if you like this Tekken mod that includes Elden Ring's Pot Man, shut up and just enjoy it. Be cool. Chat, be cool. Chat, throw up your cool things there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what
but anyways, it's a cool mod.
Snitches. It is very cool. This seems like the most targeted blessing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Weird Elden Ring shit and Tekken.
There's also I for a second I thought I'm having a real hard time deciphering what day it is, and so for a while I thought today was a Friday, and I thought I had Blessing, and there's like a locked Elden Ring 7th ending, and that's all I'll say. You can find the report if you want online GameSpot. It's got a bunch of spoilers in it that of course are all Greek to me, but it's this idea like
voices in your head, Greg.
I hear voices in my head. They come to me. Man, Randy fucking Orton.
Randy
talk about
fucking
a career.
Orton.
You're gonna talk about a career. Anyways, that was out there, and so I was starting to prep a real Elden Ring section, and then it dawned on me that it was Thursday, and it was you and me, and we're like, oh, well, we like fighting games, and we know people like Elden Ring, so I hope you're happy, everybody. Be cool, chat. Be cool, chat. Be cool. All right,
all of you.
Did you ever try Elden Ring? Did you even give it a? You just said no. Not.
Oh, I did. I turned it on. Then I turned it off.
Fair. You got Kirby. You're like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Also, the main menu theme, though, I can say is a banger. So if I was just reviewing my experience, Andy's right. It is a 5.
Damn. I appreciate that. I would love that if you did that. If you just did, you know, there were games we should all do, but games we know we don't like, so we should review the title screen.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big fan of title screens.
Who isn't? Ladies and gentlemen, are you a big fan of title screens? Are you a big fan of KindaFunny? Well, if you're a big fan of KindaFunny, you should go to patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. Over on patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames, you can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show with the exclusive post show we do each and every weekday. And of course, you can get the show ad free. But guess what, Jack? You're not listening or watching on patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. So here's a word from our sponsor.
Shout out to Uplift for sponsoring this episode. I've been using my Uplift desk for well over a year now. I love the thing so much I decided to write a rap song for them. The build quality is real good. It's made of real high quality wood. They didn't ask for it, I just did it anyway. Getting my Uplift desk immediately improved my mood. Whenever I'm on shows, I'm standing up, I'm feeling a lot more energetic. And also I kind of feel like I was just maybe creating some bad habits sitting down at a desk all day. I would move my legs up, I'd sit underneath my legs on my chair, and eventually all that stuff just created really bad back pain for me. Choose from laminate, whiteboard, bamboo, solid wood, butcher block, or even custom solid wood or laminate options. Uplift Desk won New York Times Wirecutter's Best Standing Desk from 2019 to 2022. And while I'm at it, I'm just gonna give them an award as well. Best standing desk that I use in my bedroom from when they sent it to me until now. Uplift Desk have a 15-year warranty. They ship the same day you order with free shipping and free return shipping. So if you've been feeling the effects of sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, maybe you want some more energy in your life, maybe you want to do squats in the middle of a Zoom call or something, uplift your life. Go to kindafunny.com/uplift.
Woo! Number 4 on the Roper Report is Netease.
Before you do that, we have breaking news, Greg Miller.
Time for some breaking news.
Fila teamed up with Paramount Pictures to launch the Ray Tracer Evo Cross Sonic 2, a unisex slip-on sneaker inspired by the iconic Sonic shoe. I want this so badly, and it's already sold out in my size, Greg.
Oh, no.
There is an injustice in this world. I need these. I need these. I got to go fast, Greg. I got to go fast.
You got it. You like chili dogs.
I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched the first one with my brother 2 nights ago. It was an experience. It's his favorite movie of all time now.
Wow. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Yeah. Good movie.
Yeah. I'm only slightly exaggerating. But yeah. I want these shoes.
When's Sonic 2 out?
It is out. We're seeing it next Wednesday.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Is that when it's out for everybody, or you said it?
It's out for everyone. It's technically it's out Friday, but then it's like, you know how movies are. It's like, well, they're actually out Thursday, but then it's like for now, for some reason, Sonic's actually out Wednesday, even though it's out Friday. So I don't care.
For you to fucking see Morbius tonight.
Oh yeah, dude, Morbius. We're watching it tonight, everybody. In review tomorrow. Let's go. And you had to watch Venom. I can't wait to talk to you about that too, Craig. What a time to be alive.
I mean, honestly, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, they just were like, it's a comedy. And I was like,
save it, Greg. Don't burn it here.
Number 4 on the Roper Report. Netease might be buying Quantic Dream. This is Tom Henderson over at Exputer. Netease, the Chinese internet. Let me try this again. Netease, the Chinese internet technology company, will reportedly acquire 100% of Quantic Dream with an announcement likely to come this summer, sources suggest. The company purchased a minority stake of Quantic Dream in 2019 to, quote, support Quantic Dream's vision of becoming a global, multi-franchise entertainment company and to develop advanced technologies and games for the future, end quote. It was reported in a press release. But now it seems like Netease will be acquiring 100% of the company. The deal has apparently been in talks for months, but it's unclear whether or not the deal has been 100% finalized. It's unclear as to why the acquisition, as to why the acquisition talks began, but sources have suggested that Quantic Dream has been looking to be fully acquired since its 3-game Sony deal expired following the release of Detroit Become Human in 2018. Quantic Dream had approached several different companies over the years, pitching Project Karma, a space exploration game, as its next flagship title. In fact, Project Karma would eventually become Star Wars Eclipse, which was announced in December 2021. Quantic Dream has had its fair share of controversy these past several years, following allegations of workplace issues, including sexual harassment, crunch, and toxic work culture. These issues have reportedly created a hiring problem for the studio, with the investigation at Xfire showing that the studio has several job openings for well over 2 years that are still active. Although the studio has seen its controversy, the announcement of Star Wars Eclipse was seemingly a turning point in giving the studio loaded ammunition to continue its desire to be acquired. Netease is no stranger to acquiring studios, the company acquiring Grasshopper manufacturer late last year. Grasshopper, the studio behind franchises like Killer 7, No More Heroes, and Lollipop Chainsaw, decided to, quote, get together in the long term with through deep connection and cooperation to create more content for gamers. Those familiar with the deal have said that the current NetEase and Quantic Dream deals seem to be similar to that of Grasshopper, with NetEase providing the resource support the studio needs to bring Star Wars Eclipse to life. NetEase did not provide a comment for this report, but did acknowledge the opportunity given. Timmy, it's just a rumor, but what do you think?
I mean, not surprising, right? NetEase is out here gobbling everyone up, just like everyone else, it seems. And yeah, Quantic Dream seems to be the right type of team to get acquired, especially with all the issues going on over there.
Sure.
And it does seem like NetEase would be the type of group to not really care about that stuff for worse, not for better or worse, just for worse. I know a lot of people are asking, like, does this mean that David Cage will get ousted, all that stuff? I doubt it. I totally imagine this, if this is true, which I imagine it is, that things are just going to kind of stay par for the course for a while. And I don't think this is going to have too many real ramifications on the end of it all in terms of what gamers are going to experience.
Yeah, I'm looking back here at the October 2021 article from Games Industry Biz about Grasshopper getting snapped up by NetEase, and I'm seeing if they made any statement about keeping people around. I would assume they kept everybody, because Suda's talking in here. Suda 51, of course, the leadership behind it. Japanese operating leadership, and this behind. This is what Suda said. As we all know, NetEase Games has developed many excellent games in the past, and I have long been aware of NetEase's creative capabilities. When talking with NetEase about developing more unique console games together, we resonated. After a lot of thoughts, we've unanimously decided to get together in the long term through deeper cooperation to create more good content for gamers. NetEase Games understands the strengths of Grasshopper manufacturer and is willing to support us, and is an extremely reliable partner. NetEase will be mainly responsible for advising on our business planning activities and providing sufficient funding for game development. So there you go. Then, yeah, you'd assume David Cage and crew at Quantic would stick around. So it's an interesting one. It's like you're saying, right? Where if you think of, I was going to say like stock, but you can think in real like stock, right? Where you look at like how Activision Blizzard was able to get gobbled up, right? And you assume because they had seen faltering share prices, and then their board being probably more open to an acquisition to get their money and get out before it gets better or worse or whatever it's going to be, right? Same kind of thing here, right? Where not so much the literal stock of it, but the idea that like your reputation is taking a hit here as Quantic Dream, right? So maybe they're able to get them at a better price than what Quantic Dream originally wanted to be snapped up by other people and whatever. Or maybe even when the original conversations happened and they got some, NetEase took some minority share of it. Now they can get in and get all of it and stuff. And then it does get interesting if you have all these different job openings and you can't get people to come work for you because of the rumors and everything else. It could also be a pay issue. And so if NetEase is able to come in here and add a 0 to all the jobs that are out there to come work on a Star Wars game, maybe you're able to get some more talent in that way.
Yeah. This shit it's so depressing, Greg. Like all this shitty news that we have to talk about all the time with these different studios and stuff. Like I wasn't on any of the shows when all the Moon Studio stuff was breaking. But
right.
Shit fucking breaks my heart, man. It sucks, and I hate that it's just going to continue to happen. And I'm hopeful that the change is happening and that we're going to see the results of it. But like that doesn't change the fact that all these horrible things are literally happening every day at so many different studios, and it just tarnishes the way that I think of these games and like remember these games. Even like the Ori games are some of my favorites of all time, and that view on them is tarnished now. And the idea of a Quantic Dream Star Wars game should be the most exciting thing to me ever. But it's anytime I think about it, it's always added with all this bullshit, you know? And like that's just me. That's not even the people that are actually facing the real dark side of these decisions and stuff. But anyways, just fucking bums me out, man.
It super sucks. And I think, you know, to your point, right? Like, it's what I've said multiple times when I platinumed Far Cry 6. And I was like, I platinumed Far Cry 6 and I had a great time with it. And then I did the tweet and I'm like, also they'll remember, you know, support a better Ubisoft and here's how you can help and do all these different things, because to go away from Ubi, to make it broad, right? Like, games are what I love and what I love to do with my time, right? And so the joy I get out of games, I would like to think is being reflected for the people who are making them and getting to celebrate their work and getting to make their art and do that kind of stuff. And so when you hear about these toxic work environments, which of course have become all too common, it sucks to have that conversation and feel like, you know, we go in and have these conversations, talk about it, and like, are we making a difference? Are we not? And then it double sucks to be like, well, at least it's a problem of AAA games. At least it's, you know, something at the big, you know, bloated corporations, blah, blah, blah. But then, yeah, you have something like Moon Studios. You have something like everything we've seen in the past week with Phenomena. Like, it's like, holy shit. Like, you know, even the indie studios that people are celebrating for being awesome and doing all this doing all this cool stuff have all this bad shit that can happen in them and go. Because it is a, you know, a business that builds egos and does all these different things. And like, this would be a podcast unto itself of trying to unpack. And we'd also have to get plenty of game developers on here to unpack why it gets off track and why it does this and why these things happen over and over again. But you just want everybody to have a cool collaborative environment that's making cool shit together. And that seems to be so hard at times.
Yeah. Sucks.
I do have some cool shit that's happening maybe. Number 5. One of Sony's newest studios, Firesprite, is making a AAA horror game, apparently. This is Chris Scullion over at VGC. Sony's recently acquired Firesprite studio is working on a AAA horror game, it's been revealed. As spotted by a Reset Era user, a job listing on the UK-based studio's website states that a horror game is in development and will run on Unreal Engine 5. Quote, we are looking for a narrative director to join our development team for a AAA narrative-driven horror adventure game in Unreal 5, it reads. The narrative director is responsible for the project storytelling, helping establish and consider the game's universe and lore, with the responsibility for the quality implementation of narrative content for project milestones and ultimately the game's release. It's not clear if the title is based on an existing Sony horror game property, such as Siren, or whether it's a new IP. Shout out to just tossing Siren in there. I love that. Firesprite is already co-developing a PlayStation VR 2 spin-off of the Horizon series called Horizon Call of the Mountain in collaboration with Guerrilla Games. As reported in January, VGC also understands that Firesprite has taken over development of Lucid Games' unannounced Twisted Metal reboot and poached its game director. Matt Souther, the director of various MotorStorm games, plus the original pitcher for Drive Club, left his role at game director at Lucid in January to take the same role at Firesprite. Tim, just a fun one to toss out there. Firesprite working on a million fucking things over here. That's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It is interesting. I'm looking up now, like what they've previously worked on, and there's a ton of stuff. A lot of it being VR things. But like I didn't realize they were the Playroom VR team. So that's it's interesting. Them making a horror game. Sorry, does it say if it's VR or not? Do we just assume it's going to be?
You don't have to assume it's VR. It does not say if it's VR, and it doesn't say anything about that. And it wasn't Team Asobi lead on Playroom VR?
That would make sense.
Firesprite is obviously, as you can see, in a lot of this is been a support studio for a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Let me click this, find out more.
Anyways, yeah, they're, like they said, they're co-developing, again, support. Well, not that I'm trying to take anything away, but I guess but for Horizon Call of the Mountain, they're working on Horizon Call of the Mountain. Then this horror game, and then apparently, reported they also understand that they're taking over development of Twisted Metal reboot.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot over.
That would be good. I really do, Greg.
I know you do, but let's. Who knows? Don't hold that. Don't hold your breath. I think the game has a better shot of being fun than the show. There, I said it. I love Anthony Mackie. I'm sorry, but I just gotta say it. Okay,
Haters gonna hate.
I said it. Haters are gonna hate, Tim. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news for you. It would have been great if this could have broken like 2 seconds before when we were talking about toxic communities or toxic studios or whatever. Because over here at Kotaku.com, they have allegations of sexism, bullying, and burnout inside the Microsoft studio behind State of Decay 3. Staff says Undead Labs' transition to Xbox Studios hampered by toxic workplace conditions and lack of direction. This is an Ethan Gotch article. It went up today, either right before or right as we were live. I'm not sure if this is... That must be an Eastern time. All the same, it's up right now. I haven't had the chance to read it. It looks long and detailed at another indie studio that, of course, is having the same problems everybody's having. So we will see what happens there. That's your required reading. Like I said, Kotaku, allegations of sexism, bullying, and burnout inside the Microsoft studio behind State of Decay 3. Kotaku, Ethan Gotch.
Figure shit out, people. Come on, man.
Well, I can tell you somebody who's figured something out. It's Xbox, number 6 on the Roper Report. They're going to share it. They're going to keep share to Twitter after all. This is Taylor Lyles at IGN. Microsoft has backtracked on changes to Xbox that would have removed the option to share captures directly to Twitter. Earlier this month, reports hinted that an insider build of Xbox consoles had removed the feature, meaning users would have had to upload screens to the Xbox app before sharing to Twitter from there. Fortunately, Microsoft has reversed course after fans objected, and the latest Xbox Insider update preview restores the option. Brad Rossetti, the Xbox Insider program lead, confirmed the restoration of the feature in the latest beta update on Twitter yesterday. Sharing your gameplay natively to Twitter through your console helps avoid using your smartphone as a middleman to post captures. Nevertheless, if you want to get a tweet that is more than a few words out, typing the message on a controller might not always be ideal, so using your smartphone is not always a bad idea. Sony and Nintendo allow you to post it to Twitter directly on PS5 and Switch. However, Sony has started rolling out an option for people to auto-upload their PS5 captures to their phone via the PlayStation app. Nintendo also allows for an option just to send the captures and footage to your smartphone if you do not want to post natively, though it requires additional legwork as you need to use your phone to scan a QR code that appears on the console, and the process itself is a bit awkward. A third-party app called Switch Buddy helps alleviate that issue if you want to use your smartphone.
Cool. I mean, I think anything that can help this is great. Like, this is those type of modern features that people expect from technology at this point. And it is kind of weird that it doesn't seem to just work the way that things should, especially when we're 2 generations in now to controllers having an embedded share button on them. Like, when you think of how ridiculous it is that a controller only has 15 buttons on it total, and one of them is dedicated to sharing things. Like, you'd think it'd be a little bit more like, all right, yeah, this works exactly the way that you think it's going to. But somehow it seems like there's just always problems with it.
Yeah, and that's why I think, honestly, if they were to remove tomorrow share to Twitter from PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, but leave the other sharing your screenshots, I'd be fine with it. Because once I obviously primary play on PlayStation, and so once PlayStation added in the ability here to share to the app, it's been not life-changing by a stretch of imagination, but so much easier and better than what it was before of what I had to do, which was I wasn't even using the thing because it's so clunky to type, and then PlayStation will censor what you're saying in there. You can't say damn or shit or anything like that. And then other times it does that thing where it embeds the link to the PlayStation Store thing like it's a fucking ad. So I was already just taking screenshots and sending them to Jen on PSN messages, but using the app to download the message I sent, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. So I was already using workarounds. I occasionally still do it just to, if it's easy enough to go through and do it. I think I did it yesterday with my wrestling video or whatever. And no, I brought that to my phone. So it's like, whatever. I think there are better ways than the straight up share function, but I understand not everybody has that option. So you might as well leave it in there. But like you said, it's just clunky enough. What the fuck? And then final, number 7 on the Roper Report, ladies and gentlemen. Moss Book 2 are out today, and so I'm sure you are all on Metacritic, refreshing. You're expecting a review roundup for Moss Book 2. I wanted to let you know Moss Book 2 came out last night at 9 o'clock Pacific time on the PlayStation Store. Sadly, we didn't get review code till like yesterday, afternoonish. Maybe it was morning, but yesterday, which meant there was no time to play it yesterday in the schedule to get reviews up, and that's why you're also not seeing reviews up for the most part anywhere else. My plan is this afternoon, do a couple meetings with Tim after this, and then play as much as I can before PS I Love You XOXO's live recording on patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames and give some impressions there. Because, of course, I adored Moss Book 1. I'm excited for Moss Book 2. It's just a bummer that like there's no way to get out in front of it now, especially for a PlayStation VR game. A PlayStation VR game in 2022. Like, yeah. I would say probably the highest profile PlayStation VR game in quite some time, and maybe for the year, and that's if PSVR 2 comes out. If PSVR 2 comes out and you get called Mountain, yeah, obviously I'm wrong. But I'm saying right now for OG PSVR, I would have loved to have seen this be a hey, you've gotten a lot of time to play it. Let's get some reviews up. We're super, and I'm not saying it's bad or not. I mean, there's already Let's Plays and stuff up and it's out. So I haven't heard people being like it's broken to shit or anything, but like a bummer that a game I loved so much, I'm not able to talk about at embargo, but you know how it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tim?
Yes.
Moss Book 2's out and that's exciting, but I'm sure other games came out today. If I wanted to know what they were, where would I go?
The official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the KindaFunny Games Daily show hosts each and every weekday.
Yeah. Out today for Kevin, Broken Pipe on Switch. Koromon.
Big Broken Pipe fan.
Cosmonious High on PC. Remember Cosmonious High?
Is Broken Pipe like one of those dream, the plumbing games where you have to redirect all the...
That's what I would guess just on title. I don't know what Broken Pipe is, though.
Because
It
I'm
sounded like
really into those games, yeah.
Cosmonious High on PC is out. You might remember this from an unboxing we did during the pandemic where they sent a life-size character from the game to my house that I unboxed. We did a reaction to the trailer. It's VR. Cosplay Love Enchanted Princess is on Switch and PC. Cricket 22 is on Switch. Fit Fox is on PC. Glam. Oh, this is it. This is Broken Pipe.
This is a Kevin.
I can get behind this.
Told you.
Yo, they need to sell some DLC that reskins this little robot as Kevin.
Here's the thing I want to do. It's something we don't do a lot on Out Today. This game deserves a round of applause, a tip of the hat, whatever you want to do at home, for the fact that I read the title Broken Pipe and said this is going to be a Kevin game, and then we look at it and it is. How often do we read a fucking title that makes no goddamn sense? You don't know what the game is, blah, blah, blah. This one, I was like, this is going to be a Kevin game. And look, it's a perfect Kevin game. It's little, if you're watching at home, it's like a little robot, almost like Astrobot, running around, changing circuits, putting things in to make, I'm sure, a microchip work or whatever.
There's a Tim game coming up too, Greg. I'm excited for you to say it.
Okay, Glam's Incredible Run, Escape from Dukat, PS4. Glitch Hikers, The Spaces Between on Switch and PC, Marble Maid on Switch, Moss Book 2 on PS4, in PSVR is PSVR exclusive, Princess Farmer, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch and PC, Real Heroes, Firefighters, HD, Xbox One, Red Wings, American Aces, Switch and PC, Starship Troopers, Terrain Command, PC, Tropico 6 Next Gen Edition, PS5, Xbox Series X/S, Weird West, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, Whisper Trip, Xbox One, Midnight Ghost Hunt, PC. The new Nintendo Switch Online, NES and SNES games are up, and of course they are Earthworm Jim 2, Dig Dug 2, Mappyland. Rogue Heroes D&D has an update available now. Or maybe it's Rogue Heroes has a D&D update available now. I forget. GTA Online's high-octane enthusiasts will score big this week with double LS car meet rep across all races, including the Street Race Series, Pursuit Series, and Sprints. Of course, you can check out GTA Online's full update. Mirror Fight, Curse of the Arctic Prince is out now on Steam Early Access. Lawn Mowing Simulator is on PlayStation platforms today. Hot Wheels Unleashed. Hot Wheels DC Superheroes Racing Season is available today, bringing with it a large number of free and premium items that can be unlocked by completing new challenges added specifically for the season. And then Princess Farmer is out today on PC and consoles. Was your game in here somewhere too? Was it Hot Wheels? Because I remember you loved Hot Wheels for like a week.
It was Dig Dug.
Oh, okay. But what about Hot Wheels? Do you ever go back to Hot Wheels? You play that for like a week and then that was that?
I pop into Hot Wheels every once in a while. Like it's fun. It just doesn't give you the exact kart racer fix that I was looking for, but it was great. It is great. Hot Wheels Unleashed is rad.
It is. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's accurate. You gonna come back for this superhero season now? Huh?
No,
Right.
no.
Hot Wheels. I'll tell you again, right on the record. Like, don't get me wrong. DC cars are cool. You know, I love DC comics, but like, Superman doesn't drive a car often. He does sometimes. I had the one from the animated series. I'm aware. But you put the fucking Ecto 1 in there, I'm back. I'll come play.
Superman doesn't drive a car often.
Well, it's that thing is I'm going to say it and then everything, well, you forget, Greg. No, I remember. I fucking remember the cars and the spaceships he's had. I'm just saying. New dates for you.
The chat says it's no Cruisin' Blast, and that is true. Cruisin' Blast is a game, Greg, that I go back to more often than anyone should. But at the end of the day, maybe more people should, because Cruisin' Blast is a blast.
New dates. Fractured Online closed beta launches April 6th. Blood Hunt, based on the Vampire the Masquerade universe, is fully launching out of early access on April 27th. The game will be available on PlayStation 5 and PC. Like I said earlier, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends Season 3 Austera arrives April 5th with cross-platform activities and a chest full of cosmetics. Japanese rogue light action samurai bringer Action Samurai Bringer is coming to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Steam on April 21st. Pokemon Go Fest 2022 will take place in the summer, June 4th through the 5th. And then Replica and Legal Dungeon is coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on April 5th as well.
You think Andrew Goldfarb's still out there catching them all in Pokemon Go?
100%. I guarantee every time. And he was here earlier when we were talking about Avengers. He was laughing in the chat. So he was here.
Oh, yeah?
When you talk about Avengers, that's going to be part of that.
Is he Garf VP in the chat?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Andrew Goldfarb, are you still here, or did you have to actually go do work? If so, let us know in the chat if you are in fact playing that there Pokemon Go, or just come into Discord if you got that ability. Tim, we asked people watching live on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames to go to KindaFunny.com/you're wrong. Tell us what we screw up as we screw it up, so we can set the record straight for everybody watching later on YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames, RoosterTeeth.com, and listening on podcast services around the world. The one, the only, the nanobiologist writes in to You're Wrong. It says, breaking, early Kirby sales records are out from Japan. Kirby and the Forgotten Land has sold a staggering 380,000 copies in Japan since its launch. This is the strongest first week performance for a Kirby game ever in Japan, according to Game Data Library. And this is a Nibelian tweet he's sourcing. So, Tim, you love that Kirby. There you go.
I do. Really excited about this. You know, I said this in the review for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that there's no way this doesn't become the highest selling Kirby game of all time. Sure. Currently, the number one is the original Dreamland on Game Boy that's at just over 5 million. And I think that this is going to crush that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised in a couple of years if this is hitting up like 7 mil.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
I'm sorry.
What are we ending this show with, Greg?
Kevin, can you show the thumbnail Andy made for this episode? Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Andy made this thumbnail. It says, let me know if you have any notes. And it's a black and white image of me, and it says Miller lied. People died. Oh my God. No, I'm gonna respond, no notes.
And the headline's gonna be about Avengers bullshit.
No. I pivoted the headline.
Okay.
The headline for this episode I already sent in is gonna be, where are the 3 PlayStation rumors, Greg?
We're such fucks. Like, why does anybody like us? But at the same time, this is why people like us.
I was going to say, this is 100%
this is it.
For every little trolley, where in the news, Greg, and the thing, there's a million of you that are like having the fun with us and hanging out and talking about games. God fucking damn, I love this job. Andy, round of applause. You're here in the chat.
Everybody,
Andy.
I know you all are laughing at how fucking funny I am. Guess what just got announced? Hyper Light Breaker. Hyper Light Breaker just got announced, the sequel to Hyper Light Drifter. It's a 3D game by Heart Machine. It is coming out spring 2023. You can wish this on Steam right now. Holy shit! It's a 3D Hyper Light Drifter!
Dude, that's awesome for you, Andy. Dash and parry your little heart out, man.
My heart. It's in my chest.
I'm so proud of you. Can you believe it? I have, on top of that, more breaking news. Blue Box Game Studios has just put out this tweet.
No, stop. Do not say anything.
Dear community, recently we've been bombarded with requests and questions regarding the development status for Abandon. In regards to the latest rumors regarding Abandon being canceled, our response to this is that these rumors are false. We are working on the reveal via the real-time experience app and online channels along with the prologue of the game. These were initially planned for Q1 2022, but unfortunately we aren't ready yet as we underestimated our development roadmap. Therefore, we have delayed the reveal and the release for Abandoned Prologue. We will release Abandoned Prologue when it's stable, good, and ready. We are aware of your frustration and deeply sincerely apologize for this. We will continue to work on the game, and we will notify you when we are ready. Our sincere apologies, Blue Box Game Studios.
Why did Andy get the best news ever for him, and then I got this? Just let me rest, people. Let me rest from this abandoned stuff. Why is it always me on the show when there's these fucking news stories from stupid ass?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily each and every weekday. 2 sometimes 3 best friends gather around this table to run you through the nerdy news you need to know about. If you like that, go to patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames, where you can write in to be part of the show. You can get the show ad free. And of course, you could go to watch and listen to the post show we are about to do. However, if the post show ain't your jam, you're like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I hate them. I understand completely. You can stay on twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames or watch later on youtube.com/KindaFunnyPlays and watch some Final Fantasy Origins Strangers of Paradise with Blessing and Mike. They're about to play. They're about to do some stuff over there and show you why that game's cool. However, if you want to follow us to patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames and catch the post show later, that's great too. If you don't want to do anything else, just keep doing it. I don't know. Tomorrow, me and Blessing will be here. Remember, PS I Love You XOXO is recording on its new day, Thursday, this afternoon, 3 p.m. Patreon.com/KindaFunnyGames. And until next time, no, Abandon probably is never ever coming out, and it's been a pleasure to serve you.